My name is Jay McNamara. As was mentioned, I'm the Chief Executive Officer for Masttro. Thank you all for coming. I was appointed CEO in January of this year. I spent 22 years at MSCI in a variety of other roles. And I'm enormously excited to be able to share with you the culmination of multiple years of investments prior to my arrival as CEO, and the speeding up of some of those investments in the last 8 or 9 months, focused on delivering operational efficiencies and tailoring solutions to single and multifamily offices. As some of you may know, and for those of you that don't, Masttro was created 15 years ago by 2 individuals, both of whom still remain active at the company. They were created by 2 individuals who were running a multi-generational family office themselves. And Domingo and Javier realized out of the gate that they lacked the technology, the data, the operational efficiencies that were required to do their job. So what we like to say at Masttro is Masttro was purpose-built for family offices by a family office. It's something that in the last year or so we keep reminding ourselves. So many of the investments that we make, the individuals that we hire in our areas of focus are tailored to the single or the multifamily office space. We're not trying to solve problems for other segments, hedge funds, asset managers, and the like. We're very much focused on single family, multifamily, private banks, those that service them, and the types of problems that you're facing each and every day. So what I'd like to do over the next 12, 13 minutes is show you a few of the areas that we've been investing, what's being launched next week. So you're all getting a sneak preview here. We were very excited to participate and give you all that sneak peek. And next week we'll have a very public launch of some of the investments that we're making, the AI-driven investments that we're making, focused on, in the case of a single-family office, helping you run your office, work with the families, increase operational efficiencies. In the case of multifamily offices, service the clients and the families that you're focused on. Now, this figure of $84 trillion is widely published, widely discussed. We're very focused on the intergenerational transfer of wealth that's going to take place in the years ahead, and the demands and the pressures, many of which are new, that will be placed on the family office, again, single or multifamily. We all know the next generation is going to be expecting different types of tools, different types of interaction with their bankers or the family office themselves. And what I'm here to say is, this is what we were meant to do. We do it currently for clients in 32, they're actually 33. It was as a CEO of a company to wake up in the morning and see that you signed a new family office in New Zealand to take us to our 33rd country that we're serving clients globally. Was a nice way to start the day. But we're doing this now for family offices across the globe. And as I said, we've been doing it for 15 years. It's what we were meant to do from the very, very beginning. Now, don't want to oversimplify. You're living this each and every day, but the types of problems we know that you face, because this is what Domingo and Javier face themselves and what we deal with our client base across the globe each and every day. Things such as the complexity of data. We know that the rising allocations of capital to non-listed instruments and where you're going to get your data changes the dynamic entirely. Yes, we're very proud of having 650 direct connectivities to global banks across the globe, but we know as those allocations go into private assets, PE, VC, infra, or what we know and we deal with each and every day, passion assets, art, houses, land, boats, these sorts of things. That places a new set of burdens upon all of you to ensure that you can provide the family or your clients with that single source of truth, which is what we're after. So each and every day, our families are able to log in, either directly the family and the beneficial owners themselves or those that service them. And you can see the total view of wealth across a multitude of assets, right? The days of just having those direct bank connectivities are over. That's not going to give you the complete picture. We know things are buried in documents. We know things are having to be solved by hiring a niece, a nephew, or an undergraduate to key information, which presents all kinds of operational risk, problems, data errors, inefficiencies, and the like. So this is what we've been focused on for the last several years. This is what we've been repositioning resources to speed up over the last year, and we'll continue to invest in over the next 12, 18, 24 months going forward. And the types of things that we'll show you here today, we haven't just taken an AI layer on top of what is Masttro, the platform. It's integrated into everything we're doing, and will only continue to do so going forward as we continue to focus on the family office space. So I tell one story here quickly. I was meeting with a gentleman several weeks ago. I was in Milan. I was in Europe with the team there, and we were meeting with a gentleman in Milan who had recently sold his family business. And when I asked him, I said, what problems are you facing? The typical question you'd ask anyone. And he chuckled and he leaned back and he said, I want my Sundays back. And I said, what do you mean by that? He hadn't yet set up his family office structure. This liquidity event had occurred. He knew this was going to be his areas of focus. And he said, I want my Sundays back. He said, my Sundays are now spent pouring through documents because we've already been making all kinds of allocations to GPs. He's like, I need something that'll just give me my Sundays back. And I kind of chuckled and I said, well, it was almost a layup for us as the CEO of Masttro. So this is what we're doing, right? This is what we're focused on each and every day, okay? So what I want to show you all here today is what we're calling Masttro Intelligence. This will encapsulate everything that Masttro is and intends to be going forward, okay? What we're focused on is to provide you with the time to look for portfolio insights, make investment decisions, increase operational efficiencies, improve the communication with the family or your end clients. And it's all done using the investments that we've made in AI over the last several years. So, Masttro Intelligence is focused, kind of broken into 6 key areas. But if I had to simplify what it's trying to do, Masttro Intelligence has the ability to go out to GP portals, for example, capture the relevant documents, K1s, capital calls, investment letters, statements of investment, whatever it may be. Capture those documents, extract, categorize the data that you're in there. You know, in a K1, 15, 16, 17 different data points that you need to have access to. Categorize that, visualize that for you, allow you to see all of that information in the context of the fund, the GP, or the overall estate, and then interrogate that data. Right? What I'll show you in a minute, we have a few video clips in the interest of time. I wasn't going to do a live demo. We have a few video clips that I'll show you here in a minute, which will highlight some of the things that you're able to do. But we have colleagues like everyone else here over on the right. We can show you live demos and go in deeper if you have any interest. But what we're trying to do is just allow you to free you up and allow you to focus on the types of things that the family and or your clients are expecting you to focus on. It's not keying information in from a K1. Okay? So let's see this in action. Very simple use case to start off. Masttro, please provide me with the UBS wiring instructions for Dahmer Trust. And as you can see, all of this can be done by keying into the desktop solution, the desktop product, or the app, Android, iPhone. You can speak to it as well. And the interesting thing is the Masttro platform also houses all of your documents, wills, estates, trusts, all your investment letters. That's what we are interrogating, and that's where we're going to capture the information and make it available to you. Now, this is a fairly straightforward use case, wire instructions, you can send it on. Let's try something a little bit more robust. And Masttro, show me my private equity holdings by strategy and put them in a pie chart. Again, this is going back into the documents that we have captured for you in our system, that have visualized for you in that single source of truth, and it's providing you with the information you need, and it's a dynamic chart. You can interact with it however you choose to interact with the data, your data. Again, available, phone, desktop, whichever you may see. Now, things get a little bit more complex here. This is kind of the easy stuff. So if we go a step further, we could say, build me a dashboard of all of my US holdings. And the technology will go into your documents, categorize everything on the fly, provide you with that single view that you're asking the platform to provide. Now, again, you may want to interrogate further, dig deeper. So you could ask the system, can you group the table by sector and give me another pie chart? And again, this will all be done for you on the fly. We're using video clips here just in the interest of time, but the speed with which this occurs for our users and our clients is similar. This is all being done for you in real time. And it goes back to that intergenerational wealth transfer that we've talked about. We know, because we're dealing with family offices all over the world, that the let's say matriarch, patriarch is very comfortable receiving a PDF every 30 days, every 90 days, whatever it may be from their banker, has any questions, picks up the phone and says, hey, what is this here? What happened? How did I perform in this asset class, whatever it may be. But we know the next generation is saying, I'm not going to be happy with the PDF. I'm not going to be happy with having to make a phone call. I want to do it myself. And this is what it's meant to do. We're also seeing that these capabilities are improving the intergenerational communication amongst the family and the clients as well, to ensure that there's a holistic view in totality of the estate, of the wealth for that family. Okay? Now, you may want to say, let's go something a little bit more robust that actually will go across multiple documents in multiple areas of the platform. Masttro, make me a dashboard, equity table, only stock, include columns, realized gains, unrealized gains, IRR, beta, typical things that you may want to see. You want your pie chart again? You don't always have to use pie charts, even though in this demo we've used a few. But again, it'll provide you with that insight, because what we're trying to do is free you up. We're trying to free you up to either work with the family or work with your clients, as I've said more than a few times. This all goes back to our roots at Masttro. We, as I said, Javier and Domingo started the organization because they had these problems themselves. This, again, all available. Interact with it, edit it, change it. If you make changes to the reports that you want to see on an ongoing basis, save it, and they'll be automated on a go-forward basis. Now, there's another component here, which you may want insights. You're running to a meeting. You're meeting with the family. Last-minute insights. Masttro, provide me with nuances or clarifications that are embedded in the performance, the recent performance, so that you can read out to the family or to your end clients. This is our interactive, right? So the different components of Masttro Intelligence allow you to do everything from retrieve those documents, categorize them, visualize them, and then interrogate them, as I've said more than a few times here, and then ask questions, again, freeing you up to offer the interpretation, the type of value add that you're being expected to offer. Again, this is all going, and then you can publish all of this to the family or the client via our platform. There's no need to email documents. There's no need to create reports and attach them in different ways. Because we know that families and family offices are obsessed, rightfully so, with data privacy, security. So we too focus on that extensively. We're very mindful that this is a huge area of concern, particularly when you do what we do, which works with families in jurisdictions across the globe. It's not something that we take lightly. Okay? Now, this was just a sneak peek. As I said, we'll be launching this publicly starting next week, what we're calling Masttro Intelligence. We believe it to be the future of wealth management. We believe that we're able to provide family offices with the types of solutions that you've been looking for. It's no longer hoped for. It's here. We have clients taking a look at it now in beta, different parts of this in beta versions. We've been excited to show you more. As I said, my colleagues have set up a table over there, and we're happy to go deeper into any aspects that you may have seen at a high level here now. But I want to thank you all. I appreciate your time. We're enormously excited. We think this is the next era for Masttro. We think that we actually are able to solve many of the problems that we keep hearing time and time again, regardless of one's jurisdiction, regardless of whether it's a single or multi-family office. And I thank you for all of your time.